Shut the motherfuck up, guys. It is November. It's Friday. It's a little bit later in the week than we usually record, but you know what? Fuck a schedule.
That's what I say.
We'll record when we want to record.
And you can't make us.
You can't hold me to. I don't get paid for this. No. This is free work. And it's not really work, but it's free.
And
I do
several
it in my
times a
spare
year
time.
we pay stuff.
And my spare time is it's different each week. I don't have a set spare time, so go fuck yourself.
And we pay money to provide you this lasting entertainment.
Nah, my tax guy writes it off, but I'm pretty sure he's breaking laws and I'm going to get arrested for it eventually. So either way.
I don't think you can if it's your tax guy doing it.
I don't know. I just feel like we go to a tax guy that's might not even be a tax guy. I'm not sure.
He's got a license.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. But
I could tell you a lot of things, buddy. That doesn't mean it's real. I'll tell you what,
if our tax guy ever gets in trouble and I end up having to pay money, I'm going to punch Brian Sebastian in the dick.
Yeah, the most days I want to punch Brian Sebastian in the dick anyways. And it's surprising that Brian can go through every day of his life without getting punched in the dick at least once that day because he's a peckerhead. And most people want to punch Brian in the dick. I think he enjoys that he's like that. But either way, yeah, fuck you, Brian, if I ever get arrested. And
I just don't see it happening because I'm not getting these monumental tax returns. They're slightly higher than if I did it on H&R
I've got some pretty big ones back, all right?
But the rules and regs have changed over the last.
I don't fucking know. What do I look like, a scientist? I don't know the fucking rules.
Is that science?
I don't know. I find new things out every week. Last week I found out. Do you know what a booster is?
Yes.
Okay, you know this because of the recent discoveries.
Same source as you, yeah. All right. I didn't know.
All right, white people. When you guys hear the word booster, most of the time, what did you originally think when you heard that? He's a booster.
Somebody who supports something.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. Is he giving money to UC?
Yeah.
Like, is he giving money to Xavier?
Or his high school?
Or whatever, yeah. I figured it was some kind of booster for school sports. A lot of times that's what it is. You know, that's not a job. That's like a donation. That's not a job.
Could have also been somebody who goes around and for a living and jumpstarts people's cars.
Okay, maybe. I might go there. I'd probably have to be super that would be like the hillbilly way to think of it. You hear that, you're like, oh, man, I had boosted someone's car the other day. Got it right out of that Shell station. Hell yeah. No. In the black community, apparently.
Not apparently.
Not apparently. This is a thing. And it's funny, every single black person I've spoke to outside of my wife who didn't grow up in that community knew what this job was and laughed at me for not knowing.
Yeah.
All of them laughed at me. A booster is someone who goes to their local Dillard's or JCPenney or whatever. Probably
Target.
Not. Yeah, anywhere.
Target's a big one.
Yeah,
apparently.
Anywhere. And steals whatever you need. Say, hey, I need a Jordan sweatsuit. Can you get it for me? It's $190 at Dillard's. He'll get it for you for $150. Have it for you the next day. What size you need?
Yeah.
No big deal. This is a job. They just go. Listen, guys.
And it's funny that they actually give themselves a title.
They're not boosters. Those are thieves. Those are thieves.
That's all it is.
That's a funny thing. And they act like it's this like prestigious thing. Like there's a 401k plan. Well, what's their health benefits?
It reminds me of the drug dealer that says he's in pharmaceutical sales. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
I sell pharmaceuticals. What's the name of your company? It's a Lexus that I drive around.
Todd's Drugs.
But the thing about a booster is, apparently from what I researched it a little too with the same person and a couple other black friends that I have, you can just tell them anything you want.
Yeah, you need some perfume, you need some cologne.
And it's like Red from Shawshank Redemption. The risk goes up, the price goes up. If you were to say you need an electronic, he's got to really come up with a clever way to get it out of the case or do whatever. Electronics are hard.
Wow.
But if you say, hey, I need hey, do me a favor, go in there and steal me. I need 50 pack of Pampers. I don't want to pay $80, so he'll give it to you for 50 or something.
Hey, you know what? That's Robin Hood. If they're doing it for Pampers and shit like that, people can't afford that kind of stuff, and they're stealing that from these big corporations and selling it to poor people very cheap. Good for them. I like a booster.
What if it's not a poor person? They just don't want to pay $80.
Fuck them anyways. But clothes and stuff like that.
I need shoes.
You're just a thief. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck about Dillard's. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they fucked some people wherever to get where they are.
No, but let's face it, and this is true no matter how you fucking slice it. This is not a fucking white person or Republican way of thinking. Theft goes up, your price goes up. When you go to buy stuff, it does.
Possibly. And theft would have to be pretty fucking high to affect that.
Well, if booster's an actual job title, there's probably a few of them out there.
There's a few, but I don't think enough to make a dent. That theft's always a part. They budget theft into every budget for this kind of place. But here's the thing. Booster jobs aren't going to last forever. Everything's going online. The online, you can't boost from Amazon. Or can you?
You can porch pirate.
Yeah, you can porch pirate, I guess.
guarantee those porch
But it's harder to pick out what you need.
Well, yeah, but I think what the porch pirates do is they take whatever and then they resell them on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever.
That's exactly what they do. But it's a different business model than the booster where you're actually requesting things.
Yeah.
And someone showed me this person's Facebook page, and that's all it is like all the outfits that he has. Jordans, size 7, blah, 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 kids' clothes and everything.
But what about this, though? Think about this. Now, I think of something hey, I'm the first one to think of it, and I find out it's out there already. Mm-hmm. What if, let's say, you were in with the booster, and you ordered specifically requested items from Amazon, he boosted them from your fucking porch, and then you tell Amazon, I didn't get it, and they give you a refund.
Yeah, you can do that, but you can only do it once or twice. After a few, they're not going to do it.
If he uses 20 people to do it.
Yeah, you could hit different ways doing it that way.
Yeah. Hey,
what do I need him for? You could just say you didn't get him. They can't prove anything.
Well, a lot of times they'll take a picture of it at your doorstep.
Well, and I think if they take a picture of it, the
delivery guy's off the hook. Well, Amazon's not.
I think even Amazon might be off the hook if
but
they want to be.
They just gives it to you anyway.
They do because they're worth $30 trillion. But I think they are technically off the hook at that point.
Well, they proved that it was delivered.
That's why they do it. And after that, it's your problem for not being there.
And not only that, you can request any item signature required.
I have to every time unclick the keyed entry thing. Otherwise, they're going to come in this garage and just leave it there because they have my garage code somehow.
Well, I imagine you could take that out of their system.
I don't know. I tried. It didn't work.
Really?
Yeah, Bezos like, fuck you. I'll come in your garage when I want to.
So the other day, I'm looking through my Capital One credit card app because somebody told me that a lot of these credit card companies will have pre-sale ticket codes.
Yeah, Capital One usually always does.
Yeah, but for the concert I was looking for, they didn't. That was a Citibank deal. Mm-hmm. So one card I don't have is Citibank. So I'm looking through there, and it says, hey, credit profile. And I'm like, well, what is this? It's called Credit Wise or something like that.
Yeah.
And it tells me, hey, here your line increased here, you went down here, whatever. And then at the bottom of it, it says your Social Security number and email were found on the dark web.
Oh, the dark web. There's a Chris T's out there, huh?
Yeah, on the dark web.
Cool.
So I'm sitting there thinking, well, all my credit card companies have fraud protection. It's like if anybody wants to buy something.
Just your name and your social?
That's what it said.
I figured that's easy to get.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
But, and that was back in August of 21 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, nothing, I haven't been defrauded or anything, but it's fucking scary to know that it's out there.
You got a Credit Karma account though, don't you?
I have a Credit Karma account.
Yeah, they'll send you a thing if you ever have anything open. I mean, so you would know right away. It'd be like, did you open this MasterCard, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, if you didn't, you'd go, fuck no, I didn't. And you'd get it straightened out. So they got pretty easy and cheap protections for that kind of shit these days, so I'm not as worried about it. But I'm not worried about it because my credit score is like 580. Good luck, buddy. Like, all you're going to do, and you might make my credit score worse by trying to apply for shit and getting denied, and then it gets more entries into that, but that don't affect you that much. So good luck. I'm not a good person to steal the identity of. You guys can have it, all right?
Yeah, I just think I looked on this thing where you can literally type in someone's phone number. Mm-hmm. And their name will pop up everywhere they've ever lived. I mean, it's fucking, the shit's out there. You can find out anything about anyone.
I got an email this week from the student loans people saying they're canceling my student loans for ITT Tech that I went to.
Why?
Because ITT Tech was a bullshit school, so they're canceling everyone's student loans for it.
ITT Tech was one of the biggest fucking commercial schools growing up when I was a kid. Yeah, but it was
bullshit. It didn't do anything for you. Yeah, and I went to it for only a quarter, I believe, and this place is full of retards. I'm getting out of here.
Did you ever go to Trump University or anything like that?
Nah, they were too far away. I probably would have if they were in town. I had every other place in town. I think that's why I went to IT Tech. It's like, hey, I'm out of schools in Cincinnati.
What were you doing at ITT Tech? Radio repair?
Nah, some kind of computer networking. I was like, maybe I'll do that. And I was young, just searching for something. Who fucking knows?
And you're in there with Billy Bob, who finished the third grade?
No, not really Billy Bob. It wasn't hillbillies and shit. And it wasn't even that the other people were in it were dumb. I mean, I'm sure I didn't talk to them enough to find out. It was the shit they were teaching me. Yeah. Like, go to the computer, hit the start tab. That's how you start up Windows. And it's like, what the fuck am I doing? You're teaching me how to turn a computer on or how to plug a monitor into a thing. You know, it's like retard shit. Who doesn't know that? Maybe you have this class for like 50-year-olds that have never seen a computer. Or at that time, like 67-year-old, like old people, my grandparents maybe need that class. I don't need that class. I grew up with them. So, and then the math class was, 25 times 28. Like, this is college?
This is, well, kind of college.
This was literally shit that I did in third grade.
About a week ago, I was sitting there watching TV, and this fucking commercial came on. And I'm going to say right off the bat, I am all for anybody advancing themselves, doing anything they want to do.
Yeah, cool.
I'm all for it. You want to go online college? I'm good with it. Mm-hmm. But they had this fucking New Hampshire University commercial come on where all these people were sitting by their mailboxes waiting for their fucking degrees to show up. And this little Mexican dude starts crying, and Edward G. Suarez, I did it. And I sit there laughing my ass off because I'm like, cool, you did it. Fuck off.
Now what?
Eduardo G. Suarez, I did it. And I'm sitting there going,
New Hampshire University.
New Hampshire University. And it doesn't really fucking matter. It used to, the online school used to be something that everybody went to.
It was Phoenix Online for a long time.
University of Phoenix.
Yeah, University was Phoenix was the biggest one.
And now the biggest one apparently is Arizona State Online.
Is there actually a University of Phoenix?
Yeah, there actually
is. Is it like just a small community college or a decent sized school?
It's a small technical. It was at the time when I lived there. It was a technical school.
Okay,
but they taught you it was vocational. But
it's weird that the University of Phoenix is the one that really caught on for whatever reason.
And it was
everywhere.
It was definitely a real school. But to my knowledge, there was only the one branch of it.
I signed up for it. I never went through. I don't think I ever took a class or anything like that, but I did go through the beginning processes of it.
Yeah.
And then the more I looked into it, I just couldn't decide if it was real or not.
It is real.
I mean, I know it's real as in you can do it, but like, does it mean anything when it's all said and done?
If they looked at a job person looked at your degree and said, university, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But like you said, a lot of times with these degrees, unless you're going for a very particular job, if you're just in the general workforce, all they want to know is you have a degree. They don't give a fuck what it's about.
That's exactly right.
And it's because, to be fair, a degree does prove, if nothing else, that you can show up and do something and complete your work for 4 years.
And nowadays, it is different. When you sign up to these online colleges and universities, you actually have to attend class. There's a camera on your fucking computer. Mm-hmm. The professor has to see that you're there.
Yeah.
It's just like real school,
For the most part.
But University of Phoenix was different. They said, okay, I signed up. Bam, here's the syllabus. Have all this shit done.
Yeah.
Whenever you do it, we don't care. Just have it done.
Well, in a regular school, you can't go like this and then do a big line of Coke.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I know because I know a lot of people in the last 10 years that have gone through online universities. Yeah. It's like they don't answer their phone. Hey, I'm in class right now. But you're sitting there and in the corner, there's 80 other fucking people, they're taking this biology class or whatever the fuck you're doing.
I couldn't do it.
But, I mean, at least it counts now.
I guess. Either way, I'm just glad that I don't have to pay fucking student loans on some bullshit. Hey, since I spoke about Arizona, my asshole of the week's from Arizona, and I know you have an asshole of the week, so why don't we asshole it up here real quick?
Okay. Hey, before you
what do you think of that, Shingo? I don't even know what camera that is. I think it's a dead camera.
All right, tell me about Kari Lake, because I know where you're going.
Oh, yeah, my asshole of the week's Kari Lake. I mean, because how could it not be? Right. Fucking Kari Lake. All right, she's out there running for governor of Arizona. And she lost. I mean, she was a big Trumper. She was an election denialist, and now she is denying the election in her spot. She's suing and doing all sorts of other things. I guess they had some problems with the machines for the first 3 hours.
They did.
But everybody apparently still got the vote. They just didn't use the machine. They did it a different way or something like that. So there was no real issue. It just was a perceived issue, kind of, and it was a pain in the ass. But in the end, everything got done. She lost. she's a Trumper, so she can't accept life, and the fact that people just aren't into them, especially as much as they used to be. He did have his time, but I think Trump's time's done, and people that are following him are finding out that it's not working out for you. Because Arizona, as a whole, did go Republican.
It was always a red state. Always.
They carried it blue last year, though.
But I'm saying when I grew up, it was flaming red.
For sure.
Yeah. It was McCain,
sure. But that's the thing, and that's the part about Kari Lake that makes her the extra asshole. Because this dumb bitch not only is full-on Trumper, she comes out in Arizona and trashes McCain the whole campaign.
I know.
The whole campaign. She said, there sure are a lot of losers from Arizona, aren't they? When she's talking about McCain. And then just trashing the rest of the state, too.
I know.
That doesn't fly there. All right? That might fly to Mississippi Republicans, the Florida Republicans. That doesn't fly in Arizona.
You don't trash McCain,
McCain.
Or Goldwater for that matter.
It's a very moderate Republican state. It's not. I mean, it's always been a red state, but not like a Trump red state.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not like the Alabama red state.
Right.
It was a different kind of red. It was a conservative.
I was very shocked at how many friends I went to high school with were on there fucking doing the Trump shit. I can't believe this bullshit Kari Lake lost about. She was a fucking anchor person. Mm-hmm. I think 90% of politicians, now it might be different these days, were lawyers coming out.
She was a Democrat up until Trump.
I know.
I mean, she was...
And her whole campaign was doing nothing but butchering people, not telling you what she wanted to do with the state, not giving you her platform, was just, this fucker sucks, this guy's an idiot, this guy's a fucking moron, vote for me.
Oh, she went for the whole Trump thing.
Yeah.
But listen, he got away with it. Because he's really good at it. Everybody else isn't, and you can't take him as serious. That's the one thing about Trump. He's flip-flopped on every issue in the world, but he's always been Trump, and just a dismissive, rich fucking asshole that thinks he's the best at everything else and everybody else sucks. Right. So when he comes out and says that shit, you believe it. You go, well, maybe you don't believe that he's the best or anything, but you believe that he thinks that. With her, you never believe for a second that she said anything that mattered. She was just a fucking tool. She was J.D. Vance with a bigger dumb mouth. Yeah. At least Vance knew to shut the fuck up. Once he got that nomination for the Republicans, you didn't really hear much out of him after that. You know what I mean?
You didn't hear his I hate Mexican commercials and all that.
Those original commercials disappeared. He did that just to get the nomination because he needed to do that to appeal to Ohio Republicans.
He needed to get his name out there.
And then after he got the nomination, he kind of shut the fuck up and just became an everyday Republican. She did not do that. She made an ass of herself, and she's making an asshole out of that whole state, or at least the people that voted for her. So she is my asshole of the week.
And it's a great one. And the one thing I have to say about J.D. Vance that I can say is, I mean, I'm not a J.D. Vance guy. Fuck him, weirdo, asshole. But he did act politically.
He's normal.
Yeah, he was
normal after a while.
And hey, thanks for the great race. I wish you luck in the future. All that shit. That's something that Trump would never do. If Trump beats you, he's going to step on you when you're down. But
that's his persona. I mean, you can't steal another man's persona and expect us to take it serious.
No, you can't. All right, so here's mine. And hear me out, people. And I'm pointing at you. My asshole of the week is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And here's where I'm going. I think when if you're a band that's semi popular, and you've got a couple good hit albums out, you pretty much you're kind of doing what the label tells you. You're doing what the management company tells you. When you're a huge giant star like Taylor Swift is, you have a say in the setting of those ticket prices. Okay? This cunt is playing the stadium, okay? 2 days, not 1, 2 days. And this is just our city. The face value on the tickets, on the average ticket, I'm saying average, was around $300. Okay? After the fees at Ticketmaster, because I have a friend who bought some, they were $360 each. How fucking greedy do you have to be? I do not want to see your fucking blonde head out there saying, oh, look at me, what a fucking great person I am. You're a pirate. You're a fucking thief and a pirate, and you're fucking stealing people's fucking money. You're not that good. Your songs are fucking bubblegummy about your boyfriend breaking up with you, but the whole point is...
No one is.
You take someone like Prince, okay? Yeah. Prince never, ever sold a ticket over like $25 or $50. He set the price. I want people to be able to afford to see me. Now, granted, the pirates, the fucking ticket scalpers, they grabbed them all up and they sold them for hundreds. Mm-hmm. But at least he did his part and said, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm making plenty of money. I'm not going to rob these people. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift has a say in those ticket prices. And with a stadium that size, and she's asking that kind of fucking money, fuck you. You are my asshole of the fuck. You could be the asshole of the year.
No, I agree. Taylor Swift's an asshole. That asking that kind of money for those tickets is absolutely ridiculous. Now, like I said when you said the price of those tickets, $300 for the cheap seats or whatever, I don't think anyone's worth that money. But let's say somehow the Beatles were all still alive and they hadn't played together in 40 years and they did a reunion, did a tour.
Zeppelin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow original Zeppelin could play. You know,
right.
Fucking, you know, there's a few. But it's so few, and Taylor Swift is not one.
No,
if she's young, she can tour next year. She doesn't,
and she will,
and she will
oversell, overprice her fucking merchandise, her fucking downloads are fucking more expensive. You ain't getting a
T-shirt for cheaper than $50.
No way
at that show.
This girl is a fucking pirate, and she puts on this persona like, look, I'm this innocent little thing. And look at me, I love everybody. Everybody loves me. She's a cunt.
Like I said, I've seen Taylor Swift live before. She was part of a festival that I was forced to go to against my will. It was awful festival, and out of everyone that was awful, she stood out as extra awful.
Yeah.
Because it was so vapid. Now, granted, this was 10 years ago. And I know Taylor Swift's
music hasn't changed.
It's still bubblegummy, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more adult, I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, it still sucks. Yeah. But it wasn't the music that sucked. It was her in between the songs that sucked. She would prance across the stage and strike like a pose and try to say something like intelligent that just sounded awful.
Yeah.
All women are angels. And then she would strike a pose and the whole fucking audience would cheer. And the whole time, I went, what the fuck is this? Yeah. This is hero worship. This bitch isn't saying anything. It makes no sense why all these idiots are screaming. I just don't get it. I don't
now,
get
do you know why I was fucking so against that movie, Amsterdam? Because I don't like her.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is...
I heard she gets killed in the first scene or some shit like that.
Good.
Yeah, so you get rid of her quick.
But the thing about it is, if she... The size of star that she is, she could have said, hey, no, we're not going over $100 on these tickets.
Yes.
They would have said, okay.
It's one of the only things I respect about Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He does that shit still. I think his price was like $25. He might not still do it. And granted, you know, they're probably also paying more money nowadays for the other shit, you know, that you got to pay for to get.
I realize they've got 10 semis full of fucking gear. No, I realize that the lights are expensive, and I realize that the roadies are expensive, and the agent takes 10%, and I realize everybody gets a piece.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I don't see her walking away from Cincinnati with less than 40 or 50 million fucking dollars.
My estimation was right around 20-30, but either way, that's ridiculous. For 2 days.
For 2 days. And then she's going to go to Chicago and do it for 3 days. And then she's going to go somewhere else and do it for 3 days. Probably making even
more in Chicago.
Yeah, and then you know what she's going to say? Hey, it's going to be on fucking TMZ. Hey, guess what? Taylor Swift gave $100,000 today to St. Jude's Cancer Hospital. You gave away 1 row of seats, bitch. That's what you gave away. 1 row of fucking seats. That's what you gave away.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anybody tell me, oh, she's a good person. She's not a good person. She's a pirate and she's fucking raping people right before Christmas. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck everyone there. Fuck Ticketmaster also. Ticketmaster knows they have a monopoly at this point on tickets. You have to go through Ticketmaster. You got no choice. They're charging $60, $70 for fees on tickets like this.
Right.
Fees for what? Printing out the fucking ticket? Go fuck yourself, Ticketmaster.
Transferring it to you.
That is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Now, they
need to be taken down. It's embarrassing that we have to go through Ticketmaster for everything. And then, on top of Ticketmaster, next fuck you goes out to the scalpers who are buying these $300 seats and selling them for fucking $1,000 or so, which is another absolutely fucking ridiculous thing. And all this somehow needs stopped.
When is the show in Cincinnati, this Taylor Swift debacle?
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at my preferred ticket outlet. If I have to buy like sports tickets or something, I go to TickPick because
TickPick don't have fees.
Doesn't have any fees, but that's why I love it.
Secondhand market, yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm looking at. If you want to be on the floor for Taylor Swift, row 28 on the floor in Cincinnati, you're going to pay $1,575. $164 a ticket. If you want to be in the absolute nosebleeds, okay, you're going to pay $961.
$961 to sit in the top of
You won't see
Paul
her.
Brown Stadium.
Yeah.
That's a giant stadium, fellas.
That's the cheapest one on here, the cheapest nosebleed.
And I hate to break it to everyone that's going to the show that maybe hasn't been to a stadium show. Even if Taylor Swift plays the best show ever, it's going to sound like shit.
Right.
All stadium shows sound like shit. You can't not make it sound like shit because the acoustics in the building. It's not the artist's fault. They're not meant for music. We've seen Paul McCartney down at Great American Ballpark. You hear his songs twice. And as Chris said earlier, when we were talking, you'll see them hit the drum, but you won't hear it for another 2 seconds. So
Right.
the experience is fucking off. It's not cool.
If you want to sit in the front row, floor B, front row, $16,252 per ticket.
I want to find the person that paid that.
You're going to get some millionaire whose fucking little bubblegummy teenage daughter wants to go. These are going to sell.
Oh, we know a millionaire that told, well, I don't know if he's a millionaire, but he has a decent amount of money that told me that he paid a small fucking fortune to get him and his daughter's tickets. Or him and his wife and his daughter.
They have tickets here behind the stage where you can't even see her because the curtains are up and all that. $1,177.
You might get a glance at her little skinny ass.
When she walks to the left, you might see her from behind.
Hey, and also Taylor Swift's built like a boy. I don't understand the attraction to her either. I mean, I understand if you like her music, whatever, or any of that stuff, but the people that tell me that Taylor Swift's hot, no, she's not.
The best deal it's offering you is the back of the bowl, but dead center, $1,129 a ticket. You're a fucking pirate.
Yeah.
I can see these tickets going for $300 or $400. There's 60,000 fucking people there. You're a fucking thief, in my opinion. I do not like Taylor Swift at all because of this shit. Now, I do like Pink. I heard she's coming. If her ticket prices are the same as this, I won't like her anymore.
I don't think they're the same, but they're not cheap.
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Is playing with Stevie Nicks. Those tickets started in good seats at $134.
Billy Joel's a legend.
She's not. Okay,
Yeah.
You're talking about triple price for an average seat to see Taylor Swift?
And Stevie Nicks is opening up.
I know.
I mean, that's a big show.
I could have bought tickets on Ticketmaster that day for $134, and I'm on the lower bowl. I could have seen Billy Joel. I could have seen the sweat on his fucking head, and it was $134 ticket.
Yeah, I have no interest in that one if I have to pay because, I'll go on my rant about stadiums. I just hate stadium shows. It has to be someone that I'm never going to see again for me to pay for. Like, I wanted to see Paul McCartney, and he's old, and I hadn't seen him. It's like, all right, I have to go to that just to knock it out. But it wasn't a good experience. I mean, outside of saying, hey, there's a fucking Beatle doing his jams, the sound was fucking awful.
Yeah.
So it was hard to enjoy, especially me as someone that's a sound snob when it comes to shit like that.
And the thing about that
show Billy Joel, is, I've seen him. I'm not paying.
Be prepared to pay $100 for a parking place.
Yeah.
Be prepared to pay $15 for a fucking beer.
Yeah. That place holds like 100,000
And then
people,
be prepared to sit there for 3 fucking hours and sit in traffic trying to get home.
Yeah.
And while this bitch is getting on a chopper and flying to the fucking airport and going on to her next city and sleeping in a fucking suite with her $30 million. Fuck you. You're a thief and a pirate.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck you, Taylor Swift. I was also thinking of that Billy Joel concert. It's like, I wouldn't mind seeing Stevie Nicks, but I'm not going out of my way ever to see Stevie Nicks. You know what I mean?
I've seen her several times. She's from Phoenix. She did a lot of those pop-up shows.
Either way, I'm just saying, like, as far as me personally, if Stevie Nicks is coming around, I'm not paying to see Stevie Nicks. But if Stevie Nicks is the opener for someone I really like, it's like, oh, cool.
Well, plus with Stevie Nicks, you're going to hear a fucking shit ton of Fleetwood Mac stuff that you haven't.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, and I'll take that as an opener that comes along with someone, but I would never see her as the main.
Yeah, because most openers suck.
Exactly.
You're just sitting there, you're talking to your friends, and you're drinking, and you're up at the fucking snack bar.
Or a lot of these old bands don't even have an opener.
Because a lot of these old bands will play for 2 hours.
Yeah, I went and seen Yes, and they didn't have an opener. They didn't. Now they took 3 breaks. Yeah, because they're old. But
they have so many tunes. Man.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, I grew up in the punk rock world. There was 3 to 4 bands every single night you went and seen a concert.
Yeah.
Always at least 3, but sometimes 4, and then sometimes more. But that was like a normal thing. So when I finally started going to concerts and even Riverbend concerts and shit like that, you go see a main act, you go see the Doobie Brothers, they're still going to have Deep Purple open up for them, and some shit like that. So even those always had a full opening act and everything else, but some of these Coliseum shows don't. They just go.
You probably don't want to like them. You probably don't like them, but like me, I can go to any concert and have a good time, even if I'm not like them.
I can go to any concert.
I'm going to see Seven Dust.
Yeah, I hate Seven Dust.
See, I don't. I like the energy they put out. I like some of their tunes, but I like depending on what mood I'm in, I like that loud noise rock sometimes.
I like Seven Dust. I don't know if it's the same band members because I don't follow them.
They're all the same.
Well, when I was 17, I smoked a joint with Seven Dust. Didn't know it.
Oh, did you really?
I did not know what I was told later. They were at my drug dealer's house. How they ended up there, I don't know. He worked at Annie's. I think he had connections there, so maybe they were playing. I don't know. Either way, I was at the house. These guys all walked in, passing around joints, hanging out, blah, blah, blah. They leave. Someone says later, like, yeah, we're going to go watch them later. I'm like, watch who? And they're like, that was Seven Dust. I'm like, oh, okay.
Same five members.
Again, I was in the punk music, so Seven Dust never appealed to me, especially when at that age, they still don't appeal to me.
See, I don't think they're like musical geniuses or anything, but I like the loud rock sound sometimes.
I'm just not into their sound.
And when's the last time, seriously, besides Living Colour, that there was a fucking hard rock band with a black singer? You don't see it.
Yeah. I didn't.
But Living Colour, even though they were a hard rock band, their entire band was black. This is the front man, and this guy screams, and does he sound great? No. But like I said, sometimes I'm in the mood for something more mellow. Sometimes I'm in the mood for musical geniuses. I like the loud, banging rock sometimes.
They were all real mellow when I met them.
Yeah.
They barely actually spoke, I guess, because they really didn't know anybody there.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to go see him. I got tickets for it. I saw him once 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah.
Not interested. Puddle of Mud's playing in Cincinnati tonight.
You didn't like them when they came out?
No.
When they first came out?
Why would I?
When they first came out, the first song that came out was Control. I'm not in the
radio rock, dude. You got to know that. I'm not in the radio rock. So, like, it just...
But when it first came out, their first song was Control. I thought the lyrics were kind of fucking cool. I'm like, I like the guy's voice. I like his voice. I think it's cool.
His voice is all right. He has a scratchy voice.
Yeah, and I like the scratchy voice.
They were trying for a grunge thing, like 10 years after grunge.
Yeah.
They were trying to do a throw. They were like, they came out in like the Limp Bizkit era, but tried to do the grunge, the 90s thing.
Yeah, and they tried to be harder, yeah.
And it wasn't...
I think they tried to do the Stained stuff.
No, Stained was a little bit more metalish. They had a little bit... Stained was different. But
that one band that
Puddle of Mud was just...
That did...
not a fan, bud.
Fucking Bad Girlfriend. Now, when they came out...
I don't know who they are, so you're
talking about his girlfriend. He likes to eat her butt and fuck her and stuff like that.
Oh, that was part of a thing? A Buck Cherry?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. I like Buck Cherry. And I like Buck Cherry because I like Josh.
Buck Cherry would probably be one of those bands where live I wouldn't mind them. Like if they were on, that's fine, but like I'm not going out of my way for a Buck Cherry. And
I wouldn't.
And their albums are always corny. Like,
they're corny. But I think the lead singer's fucking cool dude, and the musicians actually aren't bad. I saw him at the Crew Fest. They were opening up for Motley Crue and Poison.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw him live, I said, "Hey, those guys sound pretty good live."
Motley Crue's out there taking their new promo pictures with their new guitarist.
I know.
He's he was in Manson for a long time, and he played with White Zombie and
who's gone? Mick Mars.
Yeah, Mars is the guy. He can't tour anymore.
He can't. He looked 100 when I saw him 10 years ago.
He has that disease, man. Yeah. He has some. I don't know how to fucking say it, but we've talked about it before, where basically his whole body is seizing up. And
when we saw that, he was standing there playing his guitar, but he had like a little thing he was leaning on. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time he had a stand too for his guitar, so he wasn't really holding it. He was just going back and forth.
Yeah, and
he could still rip a guitar.
Oh, he always has.
I think they've recently, in the last couple of years, been having someone play behind the curtain.
We saw the person behind the curtain. There was a guy behind the curtain.
Now, a lot of times you'll have that anyways, and they're not playing for them. They're adding the rhythm that's on the album.
Yeah, but they got a rhythm guitar.
Because Green Day did that for years. They had a guy that played behind the curtain. And you still think of Green Day as a 3-person thing, but if you ever go see them live, Green Day's a 4-person thing. So,
now, who do you consider the lead guitar, Mick Mars or Nikki Sixx?
Well, Nikki Sixx played bass, so what do you mean?
Oh, I'm the other guy. They had 2 guitars in Motley Crue.
No, one.
No, they had 2.
One.
Oh, am I thinking of Poison then? I'm thinking of Poison.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Poison, but even Poison,
CC DeVille
was the lead guitarist.
He was the lead. I forgot the other guy's name in Poison.
Yeah.
When we saw them, Tommy Lee still banged pretty hard. He sounded okay.
Tommy Lee's a great drummer for what he does.
Yeah, he's not technical,
very straightforward.
But he still did the crazy stuff.
He
stick
hits
stuff
hard, and you can twirl a fucking thing.
not only was Mick Mars leaning on something the whole time, there was a woman sitting behind him, supposed to be off stage. You couldn't see her, but from our seats you could, doing background vocals.
A woman?
A woman doing background vocals in the back.
I guess it probably sounded best with Vince Neil's shitty voice.
Maybe.
Or maybe she was singing for Vince Neil.
Maybe she had a scratchy voice.
Maybe he was lip singing.
Well, Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars did backup
yeah.
vocals, and so did Tommy. Actually, they all three sang backup. But
because their backup vocals were always just like chants.
Yeah.
Out the devil.
But what I'm saying is I don't think that Mick Mars even fucking approached the microphone. You know, I think it was in front of his face, so you couldn't think.
Mick Mars is also pretty old. He was always 10 years older than the other guys in that band. He was significantly older than them.
Yeah.
So, and they're old at this point, so he has to be super old. Mick Mars is probably in his 60s, 70s. You know, that guy probably, even if he had nothing wrong with him, shouldn't be on stage at this age.
When I went to Riverbend to see the Crew Fest, it was Poison and Motley Crue. He looked dead.
Poison was better than them too, right? Live.
Oh, they sounded great.
Yeah.
CeCe DeVille shreds.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
He's 71 years old.
Mick Mars is?
Yeah, so 71.
Yeah, but how old's Tommy Lee?
Tommy Lee, I believe.
60?
I don't think so. I think he's in his late 50s, man. I think Tommy Lee's pretty
I think he's older than me.
He was born in 62.
So he's 60.
Okay, so he is 60, yeah.
And Nikki Sixx is probably the same age, and Vince Neil.
They were all about the same age, and Mick Mars was like 10 years older. That was always their thing. I think actually Tommy was the youngest.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm confused, who played rhythm guitar on Poison?
No one gives a shit on the
podcast.
I do, though. I know, but
I just want to hear it. But anyway,
Poison sucked.
They were cheesy, but they had good musicians. And you know what's funny? I watched CeCe DeVille play Rock and Roll Jeopardy. He fucking owned it. For a week, nobody could touch him.
Bobby Dahl,
that was him.
Yeah, because Ricky Rocket was the drummer.
Yeah.
And Bret Michaels played guitar every once in a while.
He played acoustic guitar.
Well, he'd pick up later. Nowadays, he plays a lot more guitar, but back then, yeah, he pretty much was just the singer.
Bobby Dahl, that was the guy.
And he would bust out the acoustic for Every Rose Has a Thorn.
But CeCe DeVille, he shredded, and they sounded good live.
He was a fucking maniac.
Yeah, but even still today, like when Bret Michaels goes out and tours, he still wears that fucking headband because he's going bald.
Oh, I've been going bald forever. I don't even know.
You got a lot of money, dude. Put some hair in there.
He probably is bald.
Put some hair in there.
He's like Shawn Michaels. If you see Shawn Michaels these days, a WWE fan, he looks bald. Fucking ridiculous. His hair's falling out, and he's still trying to do it. Hey, do we got a little sexual advice?
We do.
All right, let's get it.
Oh, yeah. You are now tuned in to Sex Advice from an aging cocksmith.
Oh, it's going to be good, baby.
There he is, our cocksmith.
Sexual advice. Now, look, I told you, at times I'll be doing sexual advice, and other times I'll be doing product reviews. Now, this is going to be my last one for a while, but I did try an interesting product. Bud Eater bought it. I didn't actually buy this one. Bud Eater bought it and brought it over, but I'm going to tell you all about it, and I'm going to give you a good, fair warning. This was you've all seen a double dildo, right? You've all seen them. Well, this is a double string of anal beads. And you know me, I'm into them. So this is one long string. It's about a foot long. And the purpose of this is to each have them in your butt while you're screwing. Okay, as added pleasure, whatever. Well, we tried these. And let me tell you something. I fucked up. First of all, they were small beads. Now, as a little fucking precursor to this, I don't like anything big in my butt. The beads have to be small. These were small, but they were vibrating anal beads. Okay, and the fucked up part for me is I gave her the little remote to control the fucking power on these things. Okay, so here's how it played out. I will send you a picture. I've asked her to give me the ad of where you can buy these. Like I say, they're about this long. There's 3 beads on each side, and they vibrate. So we put in the beads, and we started banging, having a good time. Well, she's got this thing, and she's got it on low, okay? And it feels really fucking weird to me, this thing vibrating in my ass. I really didn't like it. I don't even like the beads being up there. I only like it when they come out. That's the whole point of anal beads. When I'm getting ready to go, you pull them out slowly, and that's the fun. So these things are sitting up there, and she's got the control. And I guess women just have a high tolerance for vibration that men don't have because they use vibrators. Well, she started juicing it up a little bit, and she turns it up, a little bit, and I'm like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. It was a really weird feeling for me. I didn't like it. It was very uncomfortable. Next thing you know, she's getting into it, and she cranks this thing up to almost full. Well, I had to stop. I'm like, stop, turn it down, turn it down. This thing was shaking my guts up, okay? I didn't like this at all. I had 3 beads inside of me, just like those fucking little things that women use, bullets.
Yeah.
I had 3 of those going full power inside my arse, okay?
God.
I didn't like this. I was like, turn it off, turn it off. And she wouldn't fucking lower it because she was like enjoying it. And I finally had to reach back and pull these beads out of my ass because it hurt. They weren't fun. It didn't feel good. It didn't stimulate my fucking prostate. It fucking lit my whole body up. From the waist down, I couldn't feel anything. These were a bad toy. Bad toy. Bad toy. I didn't like them. So if you're ever going to buy vibrating anal beads, fellas, don't. I didn't like them on low. I certainly didn't like them on medium, and I hated them on high. It hurt. It, swear to God, it felt like shit was rearranging in there. And besides the fact that it really made me have to shit, which killed the fucking mood anyway.
Well, isn't that what it feels like anyways? It's like you have to shit even when it's not.
When I do the beads normally with Butt Eater, and I call her Butt Eater as a term of endearment, but they're only up there for a minute, okay? They're only up there, and then you pull them out, and they're fine. These things were resting up there and fucking vibrating. They weren't good. Don't ever, fellas, don't. If you're like me and you like the occasional small thing in your ass, don't let it be something that vibrates. It hurts. It's physically painful, and it's such a weird feeling because you can feel it everywhere. And it's just going, and I'm sitting there going, I need these things out of me. And I pulled them out. And we were done. We didn't finish.
Well, I mean,
I lost my boner. It physically was painful. I lost the boner, and it was not coming back.
Ever?
It would have come back in an hour or so, but that's not our style. Our style is, we're done. Okay, see ya. That's our style.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of Jason's mom.
She don't believe you. My mom thinks this story is made up.
I'm going to send your mom videos.
I'm sure she'd enjoy this.
Give me her fucking text message address, and
I'll pass. But either way,
don't put anything vibrating in your butt, fellas. It's not a good thing. It doesn't end well. No man can have the tolerance for even the low setting. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't like it. It killed any sexual urges I had for the remainder of the evening.
Okay. Well, just do me a favor. Next time we have this sexual advice, let's try to leave mom out of it because it kind of makes it weird for me. I don't want to hear you talking about vibrating anal beads and then mention my mother in the same little segment.
It just hurts my feeling that your mom thinks I'm lying.
It weirds me out that my mother listens to this show while you talk about, vibrating anal beads.
You know what? I'm not a whole lot younger than your mom.
No, not really.
Not a lot.
We know. I've been telling you old forever, and she's old. So
yeah, but the whole point is, fellas, stay away from vibration. Vibration and man enjoyment doesn't go hand in hand.
My mom is exactly 20 years older than me. So
so she is older than me.
I'm 42. She's 62. Only by 4 years, bud.
5
years.
5
years is not a lot.
Well, 5 years.
You're closer to her than you're closer to me.
Yeah, for sure. But and those fellas that buy the vibrating cock rings, vibrating and man don't mix. Okay, they don't. We need friction to enjoy. Women need vibration to get off.
Well, let's ask one of the gays. They might disagree.
I bet you, let's ask some of our gay friends, and I guarantee none of them put vibrating stuff in their butts.
I don't have any gay friends that I can talk about gay sex with. All right, I have some gay friends, but none that were on the level where I'm talking about things in their butt. I think it would get awkward. You know what I mean? I don't have any close gay friends.
Well, then how about this?
I did have one. He's dead. So,
if you guys, or I'm sure none of you are gay, you wouldn't really appreciate this kind of humor. But if you have a friend who's gay, ask them. Have you ever put anything vibrating up your butt? It's going to be a big no, I'm thinking.
You think so?
It hurts.
I know.
It's not
well,
just...
they're more adjusted than you are back there, too.
Yeah, but that's different. It's a different kind. There's nothing enjoyable about it. When you put a normal set of anal beads, you're like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable. And when they come out, everything's good in the world. Ah!
That's one of those questions that would like answered that I don't know if anyone's ever asked because it's a weird fucking question. And I'm not a doctor, obviously. But we know that the vagina bounces back. You know, it has kids. It does whatever. And this goes for guys and girls, I guess. But either way, we know the vagina bounces back. It's a muscle, blah, blah, blah. Does the butthole bounce back? If you have a whole lifetime, let's say you started having sex, gay sex, or a woman who just likes it in the butt at age 20, and let's say you had sex once a week, twice a week for fucking 40, 50 years. Is that butthole, did that bounce back, or is this a floppy instrument at this point?
You've seen gaping buttholes.
I've seen gaping buttholes, but they do bounce back in the moment. I'm saying as a whole, and that's just the whole of them. I'm talking about the first 6 inches or so there. Is that?
I bet you they do.
I don't know.
Bet you they do. I would think they do because it's just a big muscle.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. I guess the butthole is a muscle.
So
right.
I think it would probably bounce back unless your partner happens to have a fucking dick on him about this big around. Maybe then it wouldn't bounce back as much. But I think the average penis would make it bounce back.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about just having some gay sex one weekend and your butthole's going to be ruined the rest of your life. I'm talking about someone that's put in 50 years of hardcore fucking getting rammed. And, no shame to that. If that's your thing, enjoy getting rammed for 50 years. But does it have an effect on your asshole?
Well, I will tell you this. Butt eater, even though we don't have butt sex
and this is probably the
often,
dumbest conversation
it's
ever.
Not my favorite thing, really.
Yeah.
Her and her ex were big butthole players.
Mm-hmm.
And hers is, snare drum tight.
Okay.
So hers bounced back.
Good for buttholes.
Yeah. I love buttholes. But fellas, stay away from anything vibrating.
Let's go back here. Her and her ex were hardcore anal people? That was just
She liked anal. No, they did both, but she liked anal. Not a whole lot of coercion needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you feel like going to the butt? Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, but you and her don't have anal a lot.
No. It's not my thing.
Okay, because it's not your thing.
No, it's not my thing. I'm not crazy about it. She has a couple times, and I've given it to her.
Yeah.
But no, she doesn't ask for it much. It's just not my thing.
Well, yeah, I get it. It's not as good.
No, it doesn't feel nearly as good.
It's not.
Like I said, the only thing I enjoy about it is that you can walk by and I could say, I was in your ass,
It's more of a sex toy than it is of actual.
But I don't have to be in there twice. Once is enough. I can still say that. You know what I mean?
After the one.
Yeah, but no, butt stuff is not my thing except eating it. That's my thing.
Yeah, but not vibrating anal beads.
Oh, no. Never again. Well, anything that moves go in my butthole.
Might be
ever. So no, that's my sex advice.
But if you're queer and you want to tell us about it, please do, because I always wonder.
And we're very tolerant, accepting people.
I don't give a fuck. I just have questions.
Hey, I got a marijuana question.
Okay,
here's a marijuana question, and you might know because you used to smoke it.
Yeah. I used to.
When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, whatever, and pot was out there. Now we always smoked the cheap Mexican stuff. We didn't know the different grades of weed and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. How the fuck is it that pot today is just so much more fucking powerful than it was? It's a plant. Really, how can you really change the fucking plant that much?
What do you mean? What do you mean how they change the plants? Did bananas, were apples fucking softball size when you were a kid? Everything gets better. All plants do. Everything gets better.
My whole point is, when I was a kid and I would smoke joints with a friend, I smoked the whole fucking thing and I was fine. Now, literally, one hit of the wrong stuff and I'm in a coma.
Yeah.
My question is it just go from, this is a real fucking scientific question. Does this just go from, hey, if we mix this one with this, cross-pollinate this and this, it'll give us more, and then we cross-pollinate that with this? Is that how it worked over the fucking years?
That's exactly how it worked. And not only that, but you got to remember, like when you were younger and even when I was younger, the weed that we were smoking was Mexican weed. It was weed that was made out in the big field, not tended to at all. Just what grows. We pick it. We do everything, and it still got all the fucking seeds in it and everything else because no one separated the males and females because it was just thrown out there.
Yeah.
All right. That was the weed we smoked back in the day. And that weed, if you did it that way nowadays, would also, regardless of the seeds, still come out not as good. It would come out shittier. And then the way they packaged and everything else made it brick. Nowadays, weed's not really grown like that. It's more individually grown. So the person that's doing is really fucking taking care of it. You're not just throwing seeds in a field and walking away and coming back in 3 months. All right, now you're every day doing something different, putting a different kind of treatment on it, airing the room out differently, making sure there's no bugs, separating the females and males to making sure there's no seeds, curing it a different way. There's so many little things that they do nowadays by just taking better care of the plant itself that made it better. And then the cross-pollination and creating new strains and everything else. You combine the OG Kush with the lemon piper and you get this, and so that's how it gets. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I seen some at the dispensary the other day that was 36% THC. Now, the weed that you used to smoke as a kid was probably close to 12, 13 on its best day, percent THC. All right. The good weed for the longest time, and still to this day, and most of the shit you're getting at the dispensary is anywhere between 18 and 23, 24. 24 is pretty high. 36 is fucking stupid. All right, that's
like one hit of that 36 would probably put me out to sleep for the night.
Probably. I didn't see. No, it was an indica. So yeah, it would have. Yeah, one hit would have been enough for you. And I didn't buy it because it's too expensive.
Hit.
They also wanted $170 for it for a half bag. I'm not paying that. But yeah, it's crazy the how high they've made it. Now you don't see that one a lot. In fact, you don't see over 30% very often. But you do see it. And I think in different states, you probably see it a lot more than Ohio because Ohio...
Yeah, but isn't it at that high a level, wouldn't it be worth the money? Because you only have to hit once and you're good instead of hitting it 3 or 4 times.
For you. I mean, most potheads, it's tradition. Or not tradition, but it's, you sit down, you smoke a bowl. It doesn't matter what kind of weed it is. You're going to smoke a bowl.
That was a big question for me because I remember the last time I did smoke it. It literally puts me out.
Yeah, but it's just like anything else. I mean, if you looked at a watermelon now compared to a watermelon in the 50s, they don't look the same anymore. No. You know what I mean? The way that we've grown it, the little things that they can do, the chemically enhancing shit that goes on everywhere, all vegetables, all produce, and plants in general are a lot better than they used to be. Yeah. Or they can make them a lot stronger, a lot bigger, a lot thicker, whatever. And weed's no different than those.
I guess I don't understand the growing policy or anything like that, but I just know now that weed is just
growing's complicated too. I mean, like I said, you can even the difference between you could take the same seed and give 2 different growers that and come up with products that are one is significantly better than the other just on the whole process and how everything they did. It's complicated shit really to be really good at it. It's a real skill. It's not like I don't think a lot of farming is.
My brother-in-law used to grow weed in his closet.
Yeah.
You open it up and it was fucking red lights everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And you can grow weed. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do to grow a decent bush or something like that, but to get that high quality shit, there's a skill to it, man. Well, and there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things that you need to do. There's different ways to cut it at different times that you have to know how to do. And there's people that make their own strains by combining plants and shit. I mean, it's interesting.
I just don't understand how you combine a plant. It comes from a seed, man. We're going to take one seed and jam another seed into it?
You take the 2 plants, and then once they get a little seedling or whatever, you cut one side and put it into that, and they grow together.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's the basis as how to do it, and then it becomes one.
And then the seed it produces is going to make a different weed.
Yeah. Now you got a combination of the 2. And a lot of time it can take, just like a mom and a dad, it can take more after its dad than its mom or something like that, but you're going to get a combination of the 2.
I get it now, but
and then you give it some new name
over my head.
OG Skywalker Christ or something, and you got a bunch of stoners going,
hey, what do you think about these mushroom candy bars that are going around? You can actually, I got a website where you can buy them. How the fuck is somebody online selling psilocybin mushrooms?
Sure, I believe it.
Well, it says psilocybin in it, and I've talked to several people who have eaten them and said that they trip balls.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of different things that can make you trip balls. I'm scared of taking anything off the internet.
I would be too.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. If I'm going to do mushrooms, I want to see a mushroom. I want to eat it. It's going to taste like shit. I'll cover it in a little peanut butter. But I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm not a big edible dude as far as marijuana is concerned. More or less fucking mushrooms. I ain't fucking around with that. I ain't trying to take a fucking heroic dose on a Tuesday when I'm just supposed to get a little buzz.
A hero dose.
That's 7 grams or more. It's a heroic dose of mushrooms. You do 7 grams of mushrooms, and especially if they're decent mushrooms.
See, over the weekend, you're going for the weekend.
Well, you're not gone for the weekend, but your next 6-7 hours are not going to make any sense to anyone, including yourself.
No.
So, and I'll hard pass on that. All right, I'm way past that age.
Is that what a hero dose is? 7 grams? I just thought it meant a really big dose.
Well, it is, but 7 grams is a big dose. That's a good starter, big dose. That's a quarter bag of mushrooms.
Last time I did them, I think we shared 3 grams.
With how many people?
2.
Okay, if you barely ever do them, maybe 1.5 grams is fine. Yeah. I'd recommend right around 2 or so, like right around that, if you want to get something out of it.
I got something out of it.
If you want a good trip, maybe 3.5, maybe take the whole 1/8. But that's strong. That's a strong trip. But 7? No, pass.
No.
And I just don't trust edibles. I don't trust the mushroom ones either. It's like, how am I supposed to know some fucking asshole made a chocolate bar and mixed it properly, and then all the fucking shit's not combined up in one little square at the end? And you think you're just taking a little nibble,
like Gary Rogers brownies.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're fucking talking to Jesus in a closet. Like, I'm not interested.
Gary Rogers needs to fucking mix his brownie mix better, because every time that fucker makes them, I have a little square, and I think that's all where it is.
You just don't have a tolerance, bud. I mean, Gary's brownies aren't even that good.
But why wouldn't I have a tolerance? My blood alcohol content when I party is fucking through the roof.
But you've been drinking alcohol your whole life.
It's in the bloodstream. But I've smoked enough to where I should have some tolerance.
Not to have a tolerance, and some people have more of a tolerance than others in general, but you just don't have a good tolerance to it. That's all there is to it. Your weed tolerance is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I can do 10 milligrams of edibles and be all right.
Okay, and that's good. Yeah. And that's a lowish dose, but it's a decent dose for someone that don't do it that much.
I can't go 15.
You can't do 15. See, I start at 20.
There you see, I always used to do 12 and a half, because that's the edibles I used to buy were 12 and a half squares. And I'd say, okay, 12 and a half is good. It was a little strong for me. So then when I knocked it down to 10, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I need to be.
Yeah, 10. I start at 20, but I don't do them very often. So, yeah. But my tolerance is pretty high after fucking 30 years. So,
yeah, I mean, but you don't do it anymore.
Whatever. Yeah, 30 years every day. You build a tolerance.
You think?
Yeah.
So today I'm driving my son to school. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's really pissed me off.
Because he hates your singing.
He hates my singing. And I was sitting there, I just had the radio on, and a Queen tune came on because he likes Queen. And I turned it up. I started singing. And he turns to me, this little 10-year-old angel of mine, and he says, "Dad, please stop singing. You sound like somebody's kicking an infant." It really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's a strong insult too.
From a 10-year-old.
Kicking an infant.
Kicking an infant. I don't know where he came up with it.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there going, is it really that bad? And I figure, your son who loves you would say, no, it's not that bad. You just got to, sing it too loud. And he went, yeah, it's really that bad.
What song was it? You said it was Queen.
Yeah, it was Somebody to Love.
All right. That's a hard song to sing.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't be singing. It probably did sound like him kicking an infant.
And it was the a cappella part, at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was sitting there, and I guess I tried to pull off the falsetto that he does at the end. I tried.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, even if I'm really bad, give me something.
Yeah, come on, down, kid.
Yeah, kicking an infant. I mean, that's pretty insulting.
Hey, let's you sing it, you little fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pop that out.
His voice probably actually sounds better than mine. But the whole point is, there's no need to be that insulting for no fucking reason.
Kane was really in the Queen for a little while. Now he's completely out of Queen. He's pretty much just in the rap music.
Is he?
That's it. Yeah. He's really into Fat Joe recently for whatever fucking reason.
I like Fat Joe.
But it's a funny thing for a 7-year-old to listen to nowadays.
Something that was big in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah.
And not even like he was big in the 90s, but he was still like a side player. He wasn't Jay-Z, he wasn't DMX. He was like Fat Joe down here a little bit. It's not the same. So it's funny for him to get in a Fat Joe and somebody named Suicide Boy, which I don't like because Suicide Boy doesn't sound like something a 7-year-old should listen to. And the only song that I've ever seen is Kill Yourself. And it's Kill Yourself Part 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 Kill Yourself songs by Suicide Boy.
And he's jamming out to it?
He fucking loves it. Every time I'll turn on my my Spotify, because we share Spotify, so it puts on the last song he listened to, that shit's on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I haven't actually heard him ask for it, because usually he's like, Alexa, play Fat Joe, play Snoop Dogg, shit like that. I've never heard him say, Alexa, play Suicide Boy.
But he likes Snoop and Fat Joe. I kind of like that. I mean, I like them both.
I don't mind that stuff. Outside of him saying the N-word, I don't mind him listening to that kind of rap music.
Yeah,
But I don't know about Suicide Boy. I don't know nothing about him, though. I didn't listen to one song. I just don't like the names for a little kid. Should we be talking about suicide at age 7?
Now, what if he went on there and you heard Alexa play Island Boys? Would you stop him and immediately punish him? Like
Who's Island Boys?
Those 2 little white kids with the crazy hair and the tattooed faces that think they can sing.
No, because he's 7, so I expect him to listen to corny shit. So it's kind of cool if he doesn't listen to corny shit, but when he does, and every so often, he's still in the Little Nas X and shit like that.
Yeah.
I can't get mad. He's 7. I mean, they like shitty stuff. I liked shitty stuff when I was 7. I would say he's in 2nd grade. 2nd grade is when I remember really taking the music. And for me in 2nd grade, it was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So we had
good stuff back then.
White Snake, I was huge into White Snake. Guns N' Roses, Appetite came out that year, so I was big into Guns N' Roses, White Snake, Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That was my start at music. I really, really getting into it. Like when I was young, like 5, I was really into like Michael Jackson and Billy Joel.
To like Parents Just Don't Understand going.
Oh, dude, I love that song. Yeah, hell yeah. I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Great jam. What else did he have?
Will Smith. I thought Will Smith was a talented rapper.
Nightmare on My Street. That was a great album about Freddie coming to the street.
Yeah.
Like, he had a bunch of jams, dude. But it was young kid rap, so it made sense for my age rack.
You know that when that, by the way, when that album came out and Will Smith was popping into the rap scene, they say he was a real fucking asshole. He would go to like rap battles and beat people up and punch people and shit like that.
Will Smith punched people?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we all know it's in him.
Now we do.
But apparently back then, yeah, he was a dick. He was like... Police were looking for him and stuff. He would go to these little rap clubs and whatever.
I can't see it.
I
can't
couldn't either.
see it. Where'd you hear
because
that?
It was on. I watched it on YouTube. It was a video about Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Where are they now? Kind of thing. And
yeah, I don't know. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I refuse to believe it.
But when they showed him back then, man, he was a beanpole. He was so fucking skinny.
He's been skinny for a long time.
Yeah, and now he's ripped. And so it's like, he couldn't beat up anybody.
We got to get to this.
All right, my Name Your Price goes along with my asshole this week. I'm so pissed about this.
Taylor Swift
thing.
How much would I pay to see Taylor Swift?
No, you have to go on her entire tour, going to every show that she plays this entire year. And sometimes you'd be in the front row, sometimes you'd be in the middle, sometimes you'd be in the nosebleeds. But you have to travel on your own dime, your own car, driving. Tickets are free, but you have to go to every Taylor Swift show for the entire year. Name your price.
So I had to. I'm getting paid. Basically, my job is to go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, every day.
Where am I at?
Where are you at?
I mean, like, where am I sitting?
Well, sometimes you're in the front, sometimes you're in the middle, sometimes you're in the nosebleeders.
Do I have to pay for my own tickets?
You don't have to pay for your tickets, but you do have to, and you don't have to pay for your parking.
Okay.
But you do have to drive yourself to every venue.
And pay for...
snacks, food.
Hotel?
No, let's say your hotel's included. You just have to stomach that god-awful music every day of your life while sitting in traffic for 3 hours to get to your hotel and then driving on to the next city. You have to sit there and fucking listen to that fucking blood-curdling voice.
She's a bad one.
Every fucking day.
She's definitely a bad one.
I broke up with my boyfriend. My boyfriend's a dick. Girls are great. I broke up with my boyfriend.
John Mayer took advantage of me. Yeah. He was 29. I was 19.
Yeah. And then there was the Kanye thing, and Kanye disrespected me.
Oh, how dare he.
But my boyfriend I thought was going to stand up for me, but then he disrespected me and broke up with me.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal fingered me when I was 13.
Every day you have to listen to this bullshit from this pirate.
And be around fans.
Yeah.
People that really love her. They're going to be screaming.
And you're sitting right amongst them. And you don't get to take anyone with you. You're going alone.
And I'm going to get a price, and it's not going to be unreasonable because that's dumb. But this is reasonable to me. I'll do it for $100K.
$100K.
$100K for a year. I make $100,000 to tour the country with Taylor Swift. Not with her, but, go to every city she's at. And pay for my own food and stuff like that and getting around, but I got the hotel for free. So
okay, now you're not allowed to like throw some headphones on and listen to what you like. You have to sit there.
I'm there and listening to that's my job.
Yeah,
that's my job. But good news is I'm only working a couple hours a day. Taylor Swift don't play forever. She's not Bruce Springsteen.
You're 2 hours in traffic getting there, and you're 3 hours getting out. Is going to add to your day. You're going to work 8-hour days. You're going to sit in fucking traffic.
I'm getting hotels, man. I'm going to be around the venue at least. I'm not going to be that far. It's not like I'm getting the airport hotels.
Yeah, but you've seen the traffic at a Bengals game. It's fucking, you sit there, man.
Yeah, but if I can walk to Fish Street and be at the hotel, I can be there in 15 minutes.
All right, well, that's not going to be the case everywhere. Yours is $100,000. Mine is higher.
Mine's higher if I got to sit in traffic.
I have disdain for this woman.
So do I.
Her music, her fans. I'm friends with some of her fans, I'm sure. But something's wrong with you. I mean, I think you got a screw loose if you're going to pay that kind of money to see that bitch. I'm going with $200K.
$200,000.
$200,000 because I'm adding to the price the fact that I don't get to see my kids for a whole fucking year.
Oh, I didn't think about that one.
And I'm going to sit there and this music makes my blood boil. I hate it. It's so fucking bubblegummy. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And now I hate her with a fucking passion. I hated her a month ago when I did the Amsterdam thing.
So you're going to see your kids, though.
When?
Well, Taylor Swift don't play every night.
No, but, okay, let's say I'm in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she's not playing for 2 days. Am I going to drive home?
You're going to fly home.
I'm going to fly home.
Yeah.
For 1 day.
Yeah, I would.
You'd fly home for 1 day.
You'd be more than a day. She probably only plays the weekends. You're probably home Monday through Friday. You got a weekend job, basically. If you look at her schedule, man, I bet you she plays Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
I'm looking.
And I bet you, or she only plays a couple weeks at a time, and then there's like 4 or 5 months off. All right, if you're just doing her tour schedule, then it's not that bad.
Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so your weekends.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, she's all weekends, Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, that's the way those rich people do that shit. They ain't working barely on the week. Like, they're going to go out. They're going to go on the weekend. They're going to make she's going to make $50 million every weekend. There's
literally not 1 day that's not Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, they're not typical
tour here's a Tuesday.
Okay.
And a Wednesday.
That's probably some kind of crazy venue or a different country.
Yeah, no, that's Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium.
Okay, SoFi Stadium.
Yeah. SoFi Stadium, that place, holds 100,000.
And L.A. prices are going to be a lot more than Cincinnati
prices. Oh, my God, that's what I'm looking at.
That's
nosebleeders at SoFi Stadium. $625.
All right.
For the bleeders.
Well, you remember they did the Super Bowl thing, and a lot of people got stuck on that money because not that many people really wanted to pay to go out there and do that. No one really gave a shit about it in LA.
All right, but I've got no respect for the bitch whatsoever. So anyway, I'm going 200 grand because it would really be hard for me to sit through that every night. It really, truly would. It would be hard for me to sit through a band that I liked every single night and hear the same set and the same comments in between tunes and all that and hear this fucking whole row with me who doesn't have any pubic hair yet screaming, I love you! Fuck, that would drive me nuts. It'd be like, I guarantee at one venue, I'll look down and there'll be Hairy Guy.
I just found out that Bogarts isn't giving refunds for these tickets because it's rescheduled. They should still give fucking refunds.
Yeah,
I was supposed to go. Yeah, I was supposed to go to the Menzinger show tonight, and it got canceled and moved to January 6th, which kind of sucks for me because it's my wife's birthday, and I have to get off another Friday that I probably wouldn't have got off otherwise. So that might be a pain in the ass at work, or I'm gonna have to take a fucking point. But either way, I'm gonna make sure I go to this concert. But for other people that can't do it, like, it's kind of fucked up. The venue's not gonna give you a refund.
Yeah,
that's real fucked up.
Well, they're going to say it's not our fault that one of them got sick.
Yeah, fuck Bogarts, though. Fuck Live Nation, really, because Bogarts is just an arm of Live Nation. They don't make decisions on their own at Bogarts. Right. It's a Live Nation policy. And like Ticketmaster, Live Nations can suck all the dicks in the world. They're also ruining the concert industry.
They are.
All these motherfuckers.
So
these motherfuckers.
Like I said, it just pisses me off. Hey.
What?
Found a new porn I like.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Oh, God. Try this. You have to search around to find a real one. That's not, I like the amateur porn like you do. Chick on chick massages that turn happy ending. These are hot. These fucking soccer moms show up to get a massage. Okay, and they're getting massaged. Oh, everything's normal. Oh, and then, brushed against it. And you give a little, and next thing you know, it's fucking doing this and this, and it's fucking hot.
I couldn't tell you the last time I got off on lesbian porn.
I'm not a big lesbian porn guy either. Yeah. I need the cookie. I need that dong going in and out. But
yeah,
this was hot because these women don't go in there expecting this.
It's the gayest admission by a straight guy ever, but I need a dick in my porn.
Most guys do.
Yeah, but it's for the fantasy thing.
You're not because you want it to be
dick.
You.
Yeah, that dick's not his. We share dicks. When we watch porn, we're sharing dicks with some of them. That's not his dick. I don't care about his dick. But that's my dick in that
my
picture.
Dick in there, right. But the lesbian massage thing, very hot. Soccer mom goes in there. My back's hurting. The kids are driving me crazy. Here's a little back rub. Next thing you know, I brushed against the nipple. I like the fantasy.
I know. He liked the story of it.
And maybe they are fucking all staged. Who knows? Maybe I didn't 100%. Find a real. But I'm looking for the ones that don't look like real actresses.
Yeah.
And the ones that look like it's actually a hidden camera in there. But when she, I'm rubbing your butt, big muscle in your butt. Touched it a little bit, and you went, Next thing you know, I'm eating your butt. This shit's hot.
My favorite porn site kind of got ruined for me this week because they get harder and harder to find, for one thing.
Girls do porn?
Yeah, because people take them down. But this week I watched a podcast that one of the girls did. And that didn't sound good, man.
Let me tell you.
They're like blocking doors and not letting this bitch out. She's crying. It's like, oh, that's full-blown rape.
The guy that ran Girls Do Porn.
He's still on the most wanted list.
The top 10 most wanted FBI list.
Yeah.
A lot of these were fucking underage girls.
No, not underage. There was no underage.
I heard 16, 17 in some cases.
I didn't hear that.
And they also said on this thing, unable to leave. Yeah,
I've heard
kidnapped
that.
them.
I've heard that. I've heard that as soon as they start blocking the doors and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that these shoots are like 9 hours long, and these girls, no one's can stay wet and stuff for 9 hours. So at some point, that's going to hurt. So these guys don't have little dicks either,
That's rape.
And it's hard fucking. And they lied to all of them. Now, I knew that for a while.
So you didn't hear the underage thing?
No, I've never heard the underage thing. And that makes me now, I'll never look at them because now I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's gross. And most of those girls don't look like teenagers. They look like chicks in their 20s.
Yeah, they do. I think maybe they made some attempts to get some underage girls
but
in.
I always knew, well, I didn't always know, but I've known for a while now that they lied to these chicks and told them that there was porn getting sold to a private investor in Australia and they were never going to be released to anybody but this mega rich fucking pervert apparently in Australia that collects fuck videos.
Yeah.
That's what they were all told. And then the next thing they know, they're on the internet, that's bad. I get that. That's an awful thing to do to someone, but it's not like rapey.
Okay.
Now the rapey part, I can't get down with that.
His name is Michael James Pratt.
Yeah.
Okay. His charges that he's wanted on by the FBI are conspiracy to commit sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion, production of child pornography, sex trafficking of a minor by force, sex trafficking by force, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he was making child pornography.
Ugh. Well, I hope I didn't jerk off to that one. What are you going to do?
Well,
you can't turn the jerk back time on.
No, and that was as far as getting... It never got flagged at the time for like being child porn or anything. It was on the regular internet.
All the girls are hot as fuck. I mean, it's a great porn.
Yeah, but it turns
Good
out
production.
he was kidnapping.
You never seen those girls. Well, there was like 3 or 4 that you've seen on other porn, but for the most part, those are the only time you would ever see those girls.
Apparently, what he was doing is offering them modeling jobs and all that when they got there. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're stuck here. You're going to fuck these 8 guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it's super fucked up.
To make the FBI 10 most wanted list, you're a fucking creep.
Yeah, it's finally turned me off. I've been on the search all week for some better stuff.
Lesbian massage porn's good.
Not interested. Dude.
Oh, it's hot.
Not interested. You got to fuck you this week because I know you got to get out of here.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I gotta fuck you. I don't know the guy's name. There's a guy at work. A guy that I cross paths with at
someone
work.
I work with.
We won't, of course, tell you where we work, but there was 4 or 5 people playing. 3 black guys, 2 white guys. One of the black guys playing had constantly been throwing in all of his bets late and taking shots, and we know the type. We all know the type.
Yeah.
But I bet him the one time when it hit.
Of course.
The white guy next to him called me a racist. So I'm saying fuck you to that guy. I don't think a white guy's allowed to, by proxy, call you a racist on behalf of the guy that he doesn't fucking know.
What do you mean? That's the majority.
I realize that, but I still don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You're fucking racist, man.
Now,
Wait, hold on a second. Have you not... This guy's sitting there watching what this guy's been doing. He's been watching him take shots and fucking try to steal money. Mm-hmm. But the minute I say no bet and we would have owed him $75, I'm a fucking racist.
Yeah, you can take...
My white guy.
Take his $5 yon, shove it up his ass.
Correct. The wager is correct.
Yeah. But I get called a racist. I went through when I start this job, when I was 32 years old, I went through 32 years of maybe getting called a racist once. You know what I mean? Like maybe once. I don't even know if I got called racist once in 32 years. The last 10 years, I've been called a racist.
Weekly?
Yeah, at least 30 times a year. Yeah. At least 30 times a year. So probably about 300 times I've been called a racist since I've started my job.
But at least you're being called racist by blacks or Hispanics?
I think almost all the time it has been by the minority that's called
not
me
by
a
the
racist.
fucking lawyer white guy who's standing next to him.
No, I don't think I've ever been called racist by a white guy.
I was.
Yeah, that's...
Fuck you.
That's a weird one. Were they joking?
No. He goes, that's pretty racist, man. That's some racist shit. what he said.
Well, you got to stop being racist then, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know your name. You were not knowing your name, but fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you. And you know what the worst part about it is? He looked like the most cream cheese carved motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
These black guys wouldn't have liked him if he handed him money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was a dork. You looked at him and said, oh, I don't want anything to do with this fucking creepy dad guy.
Well, they would have liked him if he handed them money. But otherwise...
They would have liked him till the money was out.
Yeah. But either
he
way...
was not a likable person.
I get what you're saying.
You know, he had on the fucking... The fucking button-down Oxford shirt and the fucking crease down the front of his slacks. Mm-hmm. You're racist. Fuck you.
My fuck you, and this doesn't have to do with my work, but I'm just going to go in general. Anyone that works as security. All right? Anyone that works in security. You guys aren't cops. Every security guard everywhere in the world is like a wannabe cop, basically. It's like someone that couldn't make it as a cop, or ex-cops that are now security guards as like a part-time job so they don't get shot at kind of thing. You know what I mean? So there are a few, I guess, that aren't bad. But for the most part, these are like the slow kids at school that couldn't quite, they were too dumb to be cops.
Yeah.
All right. And that's pretty dumb because there's a lot of dumb fucking cops out there. All right. And they couldn't even fucking pull that off. And now they're security guards making 18, 19 bucks an hour if they're lucky.
At least when we were kids, those security guards were big dudes. Now they're hairy guy size. You know what I'm saying?
They're all a bunch of fucking nerds.
Hello, I'm Officer Dilly. You need to fucking clear this area real fast. These little tiny fucking guys.
Yeah, fuck all security guards, though. You all think you're tough. You're all a bunch of nerds. I'm not impressed. Go be a cop if you want to.
They do have handcuffs and sometimes pepper spray.
It depends on where you're at.
They can get you.
But, you know, it's the fucking mall cop is famous for it. You know, everybody knows the mall cop, but the mall cops are everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, the mall cops are at the casinos. The mall cops are, you know, at the Kroger's late at night or some shit like that. Go fuck yourself. Your little badge sewn into your shirt. You nerd. You fucking dork. All right, that's it.
They're just trying to, you know, fucking take care of their family.
That's fine. If they shut their fucking mouth and just sit there, that's fine. I have no problem with them. But in general, we know the type of people that take those jobs aren't those kind of people.
We call them rent-a-cops.
Yes, they're all mall cops or rent-a-cops, rent-a-pigs if you want to be a real asshole. But either way, fuck them. All right, that's it this week. Fuck security guards. Fuck Taylor Swift.
A big, giant fuck you to
fuck Ticketmaster. Fuck Live Nation. Fuck most things. But outside of that...
Fuck vibrating anal toys.
Vibrating anal toys are not for Chris.
They're not for any man. I'm telling you.
If you're a dude out there and you like something vibrating your asshole, let me know. I got a feeling I'll probably get a text from Ryan sometimes this week. All right. Until next week,
Even Ryan wouldn't like it.
Yeah, probably not.
Not vibrating. I'm telling you, it rearranges your guts, man. Everything in there was shaking. I thought there's no way.
You realize you don't have no guts in your asshole.
I realize this, but there's a sphincter in there. There's a colon in there.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets high enough, you're going to touch the intestines a little bit. There's guts.
Hey, I don't want it in my ass. So I'm with you as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I only want small stuff in there that doesn't vibrate.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.